Work begins this week to provide counties across Missouri some help to recover from recent flash flooding and other natural disasters.
Yeah, it includes the devastating flood that left Cape Girardeau with millions of dollars worth of damage earlier this month.
Blake Showalter's live in the studio now with more.
Jeff, the process begins with state surveyors coming into communities like Cape to see the damage for themselves. Mayor Cape Girardeau tells me members of the State Emergency Management Agency arrived today, and they could be here for a while. They'll be taking a close look at damage to public infrastructure that includes the police department, parks department, facilities, and the arena and Osage buildings. Girardeau now tells us the damage estimate in Cape from the flood is more than $10 million. Mayor Girardeau tells me they may still need to use emergency funds to replace police vehicles lost in the flooding. Girardeau admits the city does not have enough money to cover the full bill, but he's hopeful state and federal funding will come through. SEMA surveyors will be doing damage assessments in Cape and Scott counties, along with 27 other Missouri counties dealing with storm damage dating back to June 4th. Governor Mike Keogh says they believe the overall damage will be enough to meet the levels required for a federal disaster declaration. Starting tomorrow, 5 state teams will verify the documented storm damage statewide to determine if those counties can request FEMA help with damaged roads, bridges, and other recovery costs. Jeff, back to you.
All right, Blake, thank you. And all of that happens as it happens. Cape Girardeau Representative John Voss tells us that he will sit down with Mayor Girardeau and MoDOT's area engineer on Wednesday to start talking about how the city and state can tackle flooding issues along Kings Highway.